Thanks for joining us. Here's what's happening in Chicago tonight. They had to beat 33 other teams from around the country to do it, but Lane Tech High School seniors Nick Locke and Andrew Hobaugh walked away the big winners of the Urban Debate National Championship. Here with highlights of their big win over the weekend are Nick and Andrew, and welcome to Chicago tonight, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you know, it's not every day when somebody meets national champions. Do you feel like national champions since you won over the weekend, Nick?
Yeah, I think it definitely feels really good. It's I definitely feel like a national champion. It's good.
Andy, are you getting more props at school now that you've got this title?
Yes, but I still have to do my homework and try to get through pre-calculus. So
oh, the evil pre-calculus.
Oh, yes.
Is that harder than what you had to do over the weekend?
For me, yes. Pre-calculus is tough.
Well, you know, a lot of people may have a sense of what debate competition is like, but to actually see one these days is a horse of a different color. Here's a short clip from their championship performance, and it may not look or sound like what you'd expect.
When economic meltdown, John, the economy strikes a wealthy part of the economy become targets of the pirates and disrupt the freedom of the seas. Also, the day numerous from Casimir, also the Great Blades and Malaria do their deadly work. The alternative is polarity and opportunities and subgroups and plagues and not cover all sub-Saharan Africa. Only the groups within the country in sub-Saharan Africa that promote Nova Go 5. The term public health is...
You sound like auctioneers. Is that how it's done?
I guess, you know, today it's kind of changed since debate has progressed to, you know, you only have a set amount of time and you can get more arguments now. And if you speak faster, I mean, just plain and simple.
And Andy, the judges are trained to, do they understand what you're saying?
Judges usually are ex-debaters. And so we get a lot of college debaters who are judging, and they know what's going on. They're able to follow it, but they have to work on training their ear, and it just comes with time.
Because honestly, it sounds, it almost sounds like music more than it does dialogue. What was the topic, Nick?
This year's topic, well, the resolution that everything falls under is the United States federal government should increase its public health assistance to sub-Saharan Africa. So, you know, there's lots of different ways we could do that. You know, we could give them condoms, we could give them water, we could give them food, we could give them generic drugs. I mean, there's just tons of different ways, and, you know, in which we could, you know, help Africa.
Andy, what side did your team take that the two of you have to take?
We usually have to take both sides. We have to affirm the resolution and say that we should increase our public health assistance to sub-Saharan Africa, or we have to negate it and say that we shouldn't because it's going to lead to bad things. And usually in debate, everything leads to nuclear war because you have to be able to weigh your impacts. And in order to convince...
What do you mean everything leads to nuclear war?
It leads to a big impact because you can't convince a judge to vote for you if you don't have a big reason to do so. So we say nuclear war leads to extinction or increased genocide, stuff like that, in order to kind of show how our argument outweighs their argument.
Nick, can you give me just in debate speak a quick sample of
the final round?
Right.
Okay. Our interpretation of the debate round is that the world is chaotic and different. Our attempt to control things like that nuclear war, genocide, everything that we attempt to find is different. Always creates this internal strife where we cannot stop every Ethiopian genocide or every children who's starving. We can't stop all these things, and this creates internal resentment where we actually have no meaning to our life because we're unable to stop all the things that we find scary and different.
Goodness, Andy, can you give me a...
I'll try. Only by prolonging life can we actually find meaning to life. Therefore, by him saying we should ignore genocide and nuclear war, meaning that we can never actually find the value of life, we have to look to the actual problems that are going on now. That's the only way we can actually solve and find this value to life in the long run.
You're both very convincing. How much of the competition and your success is based on what you say, and how much is based on how you say it?
I would say it's more based on what you say rather than how you say it. I mean, there are. It is nice to be able to say things in a certain way, but in this day and age of debate, it's more evidence-based. It's more based on the amount of work you do and the amount of time you put in, and it's more focused on evidence and basically what you say more than how you would say it.
Andy, is it possible for somebody who's not a fast speaker to be successful in debate?
I think being efficient is key. So you could be fast, but you could be saying a lot of nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to be, if you can be efficient and clear and make your argument, then you can be successful. You don't have to always be fast, and he's much faster than I am.
So if you could speak in the tone of voice that you just used...
It's possible, yes.
Yeah.
But you'd have to be really efficient and so persuasive.
Yes.
All right. Any other tips to being a good debater, Nick?
Work hard. Work hard. I mean, you can practice, you're speaking as much as you want, but it's just the amount of time you put in is the success you'll get. Sometimes I go home and on Friday nights, and I will sit down with my laptop or on my desktop, and I will research things for 4 or 5 hours. And the amount of time you put in is just what you're going to get out.
Andy, in terms of the number of hours that you put into debate, say in a week, in addition to your classwork, I assume, what would you say?
I'm not sure. I mean, it kind of varies. I'm a procrastinator, and it's a problem. So I would put it off till the last couple days before the tournament. Nick's a lot better at this than I am. I mean, managing his time and putting it off, and I put it off. So I would say I probably would do about the same 6, 7, 8 hours of debate work a week. And I should do speaking drills. I don't do as many, but it worked out in the end.
Nick, there was a movie this year, The Great Debaters, about a debate team of African Americans in the South in the 30s. Did you see that movie? What was your take on it?
I thought it was really good. Nate Parker and Denzel Washington, the story about Wiley College beating Harvard. I thought it was extremely persuasive. It was well done. It obviously is not the fast-speaking debate jargon that we have come to realize policy debate is now. But it was extremely persuasive. I enjoyed it a lot, and I actually met Nate Parker, so it was very cool.
Oh, so you got to meet one of the stars?
Yeah, I actually saw him at a debate dinner, and he saw me debate, and he was like, "That's definitely not what I did. That's nothing I learned at school in Texas." So, but it was fantastic. It was a good movie. I liked it a lot.
Andy, what skills have you learned through debate?
There's a lot of things. I think critical thinking is one of the main things I've learned from debate. You have to be able to think on your feet and really analyze arguments. Also researching, as we said, we research a lot, and so we have to be efficient at that as well. And just critical thinking, researching, and thinking on your feet, I think are the 3 main things you learned from debate.
Nick, how did you get involved in debate?
I wasn't going to do it, and my mom, who was second in Virginia when she debated, and she said, "You should do debate." And I said, "Okay, I'll do debate." And as time, got closer to school, I was like, "I don't want to do this. This is nerdy. Kids won't like me. They'll beat me up.
Has that happened? Have you been beaten up because you're a debater?
No. But as I did it the first few times, and I was like, this is just for me, and if that makes me a nerd, then I'm fine with that, so be it.
Andy, how did you get involved?
I got involved. I did speech arts competitions in grade school, and that kind of set the stage for me wanting to do more public speaking things. And my English teacher freshman year told me I should look into it, and so I went to the coach, Kurt Maslanka, who really told me it would be a good thing to do, and he's been one of the main reasons I've stuck with it.
Okay, so what are your plans, Nick? What are you doing next year?
Next year, I'm not sure. I'm still trying to figure it out, but it looks like I'm going to Carthage College, and I'm going to debate there. Wherever I go, I'm definitely going to debate in college.
Andy, you're going to Northwestern. Do you plan to? That's one of the top debating.
Northwestern is one of the top debating schools, and I'm not sure yet. I want to figure out if I can balance both debate and my academic life, but it's a possibility.
It depends on what happens in calculus this semester.
That's right. Pre-calculus.
Nick, Andy, thanks for being here. And again, congratulations. That's great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For more information about the National Association for Urban Debate Leagues, you can go to our website.